When they hand out the Tonys here on CBS this Sunday night, Robert Cuccioli could go home with the Best Actor in a Musical award for Jekyll and Hyde. He plays both the mild-mannered Henry Jekyll and the tormented Mr. Hyde, starring opposite the fabulous Linda Eder.
I am out of my mind, I am out of control, full of feelings I can't define.
It's a sin with no name,
Like a hand in a flame,
and our senses proclaim it's a dangerous game.
We are happy to welcome Robert Cuccioli and Linda Eder to our stage. Hello,
Hello.
Pleasure to meet both of you.
Thank you.
Saw it, loved it. It's what Broadway is all about, a big show. Big songs, big voices, great sets. I really enjoyed myself. So you're nominated.
Yeah.
Here we sit on the eve of the Tonys. What's going through your mind?
What I'm supposed to say if I win.
Do you plan a speech?
Yeah, I think so, because I don't want to look really like a dork if that happens. So I think I'd plan something.
This is one of those fun weeks of your life because, you know, it's still Christmas Eve, and you don't know what Santa Claus is bringing.
It's been happy birthday for about 2 months. We just opened, and then there's been like a whole whirlwind of things, one after the next. So I don't know what we're going to do with ourselves when we just do the play.
I think he's going to win the Triple Crown because he already won the Outer Critics, the Drama Desk. So, Silver Charm's going to win the Belmont, and you're going to win the Tonys.
The guys are running to their bookies right now to bet on Silver Charm. You've been doing this show for a while. When did you begin in the role of Lucy?
Well, I met the composer Frank Wildhorn in 1987, and at that time he was just beginning work to stage it, so I've really been involved with it from the very beginning. It wasn't, obviously done through all these years, but we did 2 different sort of workshop type of productions of it with different directors and different producing teams. And then in 1994, when Pace, our producer, came on board, and we recast for the year-long tour. It's been a long time.
When you have lived this role for so long and then you hit the boards on Broadway, were you, because you'd worn this role, was it just another night, or was it one of those, yeah, here comes Broadway?
I felt like the real opening night was the first preview for me, and I was so sick. The cast started getting sick. We all started getting head and chest, colds and infections, and I started getting it two days before the preview. So my Broadway debut, I don't remember much of it. I had a fever. I don't know where I was. Opening night was kind of overwhelming a little bit. I broke down and cried at the curtain call. I didn't expect to. I had cried so much earlier on. We all got together and we talked about different experiences, and we all cried, and we did the gypsy robe thing. I don't know if you know what that is. It's a ceremony. But
what's the gypsy robe?
Well, it's a thing they give every year. They pass it when a new musical opens. Whoever is in the company that has done the most ensemble work, the most shows, gets to wear the gypsy robe. And they bring it to your theater on your opening night that day and present it to the person, and then that person walks around 3 times the circle and everyone touches the robe.
Oh, okay.
And every show adds something to the robe and passes it on to the next. So that was emotional. And we got to the curtain call, and I thought I was just fine, and I walked out there, and the minute I turned the corner and saw the audience, I lost it. I felt a little bit like a fool, but I figure after 10 years, as long as I've been involved, it's understandable.
You're on virtually the entire time as either Heckle
or Jekyll.
Right. How tough is it carrying something like this? It's an emotional role.
Yeah, well, to some extent it's actually easier, because it's like getting on a train at the first stop and you don't get off until the end of the line. If I had had more chances to go off stage and sit down, I think kind of my energy would...
Didn't know how tired you were.
Yeah, I'd actually realize we've got a long way to go in this thing.
And we were teasing it is Jekyll and Hyde as opposed to Heckle and Jekyll. Well, congratulations, Robert Cuccioli, on your nomination. You have a new album out. What's the name of it?
It's Time. It's on Atlantic.
My mother has a copy of it. Oh, there it is, with one of the best pictures on the cover of an album. Open up the album, and there's a songbird inside. Linda Eder, thank you very much for being with us as well. And hey, long may you run.
Thank you, Mark.
Jane?
Yeah, good luck at the Tonys.